Good Wednesday morning, everyone, and welcome to Activities for People Living at Home with Dementia. We are proud to offer this series with funding from the Area Agency on Aging and the United Way of Tarrant County. These programs are recorded and some of them are made available on YouTube for future viewing. Some, not all. Today we are presenting Peggy with the Amon Carter Museum of American Art. Peggy is bringing us art renditions of boats from the collection of the Amon Carter Museum of American Art. Peggy, are you going to give us any color today?
One.
One?
Okay.
Oh,
I don't want you to get too comfortable, so I'm just giving you one.
Hey, now what's up with your throat today, dear?
I'm good for it twice a year. My allergies just get me. And so I sound like I'm yelling at you all. It's only so you can hear what I'm saying.
Okay. well, we love you.
I love you all. This is that loving yell, not an angry yell.
That's right. You don't have an angry face on right now.
No, my husband or my son, Tom, all morning was like, you sound funny. What's going on with you? No, nothing's going on. I just have allergies.
Sounds funny.
All right. So, and I will remind you, I don't see her, but our friend Barbara from Italy might be joining us today. Oh,
She
there
just
is joined. Hello,
Yes.
Barbara.
Good morning, Barbara.
Okay, so we will jump into our topic of boats, and we'll start with our only colorful artwork today.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm hearing some reactions. Tell me what's jumping out at you.
It looks to me like it's a boat at night and in the daylight.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. To me, it almost looks like it's somebody who has built a boat with paper sails.
It does.
Okay.
Yes.
It feels pretty flat to you.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And one of them looks like a rock. I know it's not. It's supposed to be a boat, but it looks like a rock.
Yeah. Okay. Any other opinions before we start talking more about it? All right. So
I like the color palette and the way it's balanced.
Yeah.
it's pretty. I agree with you. It's a simple color palette, but he's using it effectively. So the artwork is titled The Bachelor. To anybody, are there any literature buffs out there that know what this is referencing?
No.
Probably something to do with a boat.
Right. Yes, Yetta's on the scent. She knows. Yes, it's called The Bachelor because in the book Moby Dick, we've all heard of Moby Dick.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
There is a chapter, the 115th chapter in the book is when the Pequod, whatever the boat Captain Ahad is commanding, passes the Bachelor, the other boat, in the water. And so this is that passing.
So this is two different boats passing.
Two different
one another.
boats.
And that's why one looks like the back end, which is looks like a rock.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so there's the one in the night or the dark, and then there's the boat that looks to be in the sun. So have any of you read Moby Dick before?
Just the first page.
Fortunately not.
Yeah, call me Ishmael, and then that's where we all stopped, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I never read Moby Dick either. I read the Cliff Notes to Moby Dick, so that doesn't quite count. But
Philip read Moby Dick. I asked him.
Phil, you did?
Philip.
I read it probably in grammar school, so it's been an awfully long time
A
ago.
very long time ago.
And there's a lot to read in that book, so I'm sure some of the details might escape you at this point.
Right.
But
I tried.
in this particular
I
chapter,
tried to.
the ship's captain. Okay, so first, let me even back up. This is print number 11 in a series of 24 prints, I believe, 26 prints. That is a tackling that is addressing major tropes and themes that are happening throughout Moby Dick. He's not trying to tell the story of Moby Dick through through illustration. He's telling the story, the philosophy, the underlying themes of Moby Dick through illustration. So knowing that, and then knowing what the chapter is actually like, you see he's really picked out the kind of the lesson versus the details that illustrate the lesson.
Mm.
So this is the 11th print in this entire series. This was the last major portfolio this artist made before he passed away, and I don't even think he finished all 26 prints. So in this particular chapter, we've got, and so the whole thing is called Moby Dick, the Passion of Ahad. And Ahad is the captain of the whaling ship. Ahad is, there's other boats in the area that they're in. And they pass the Bachelor, and the Bachelor's having a big party. And they're celebrating because they have more barrels of sperm oil from a whale that they even knew what to do with. They had to throw food off the boat because they knew that these barrels were more worth than whatever food they had on their ship. So they're celebrating. They've got, you can even see the detail here, these white lines around the mast of the ship, or I'm not a ship person.
Bow.
Wow. That's a jaw of a whale. The last whale they
It
caught.
is. Oh my goodness, it is.
Huh,
So
okay.
they're celebrating, they're kind of bragging to the other ships around, look at us, look what we got. And so they're passing Ahad, and the captain on the Bachelor is yelling, come party with us, celebrate with us. You know, it's been a win. What a successful whaling trip it's been for us. And Ahad said, well, did you see the white whale? And the other captain said, no, I don't believe he exists, but we were able to get what we needed and then some. So that doesn't matter. Ahad said, no, like kind of under his breath, like what a fool, and said, we're going to keep going, and we're going to try to find make it a successful trip for our own. And in one of the lines in the chapter is, the boat moved cheerfully before the breeze, the others stubbornly fought against it. So we see all the sails open on the side that's sunny, so that the luck is shining on them. And here we see their sails are pulled up, and they're just pushing their way to get out to get that successful hunt fish. So you're seeing what kind of story then are you seeing within this artwork?
Opposites with the color palette.
Opposites.
Yeah. Opposites also in the based on what you said on the Bachelor's bounty or whatever he has, as opposed to the other one, Captain Ahab's.
Right. You're right. And the color palette is reinforcing that. The bright yellow you typically associate with good, and the darker colors are less good or not as fortunate. And here he's doing that deliberately. It feels like it's a nighttime, daytime type of thing, which to me also is that phrase, ships passing in the night.
Yeah.
They didn't even stop. They just kept going. And the ship with the bounty is their trip is over. The sun is rising on their success. And the other one is off into the unknown. Who knows what their success will look like.
Not many ships would willingly go into a sea or a sky looking that color. They would mostly want to go into the sun. So there's another opposite.
Yeah.
It's not even bright turquoise like you used to see in the late 50s, early 60s.
It looks like on the left that it's more like stormy clouds or something.
Right, Don, yes.
Yeah, a kind of an uncertainty or a negativity that he's deliberately entering versus staying and partying and enjoying maybe a night on sea. So this is the one color, everyone absorb it. because I'm gonna bring you right back to black and white.
Are you fiddling with us?
I know. I next month or next week, I promise I'll bring some color.
Okay.
I think. That's an empty promise. I can't promise.
Did you hear that? She tells us she's going to bring us color next week.
Martha. Okay. Well, we're keeping with our whaling theme. And we're looking at a etching. So the last one was a lithograph. This is now an etching entitled Old Whaling Fleet. This is really a bad reproduction. So I apologize for the blurriness, but this was the best photograph I guess I could find in our database. All right, so we know the title. What do you see here?
Lots of ships.
Yeah.
At
A lot
port.
or a little?
A massive amount of whaling ship.
Mhm.
I mean, look at just, it almost looks like they're tangled up here.
Mhm.
It does.
We see
You
little
said this-
rowboats,
You said this was a photograph.
an etching.
You said you took a photograph of the etching, and the photograph is what's not good, but the etching is good. Is that what you meant?
Yeah, this is, I don't take the photographs. This is what was in our database. So
Okay.
someone on our staff has taken a photograph for our database collection. The
Okay.
etching is much more crisp, as etchings typically are very precise lines. So
Okay.
it's the reproduction of the etching that is blurry.
Thank you. Okay, I understand better.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it says old whaling fleet, if these are just whaling ships that have been retired, or they're not using, or they're just kind of stacked up there for whatever happens to them.
Yeah.
Retired.
So I don't know the answer to that question, but I think that speculation is probably accurate, where I don't think all of them are being used, because I don't imagine whaling by this point is this bountiful.
Yeah.
This artist is working out of San Francisco. And so he is really capturing the vibrancy of a growing city. And so he would be down by the piers and the wharf, capturing what he saw. And he was known to work on the plate itself instead of drawing and then going to transfer to a plate. He would work directly on the plate
Wow.
when he was in these areas. So yeah, we don't know, and he might not even know the story of some of these ships, but he is just, they're all, docked in that wharf.
Term for this would be a ship's graveyard.
Say it again, Steve.
It's just the shoreline. word.
Ship's graveyard.
Yeah, graveyard. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, it really could be. And so he's just kind of capturing the simplicity of it, but it feels like, even though there's a lot happening, it doesn't feel overly complicated, at least for me. Does it feel like that for you?
No, it's
Does
not.
it
It's
feel
not
chaotic
complicated.
or overwhelming?
The etching makes it simple all by itself.
Mhm.
It's hard to have a messy etching, I think.
Well, I find it looks messy with all the tall ships in the background. The foreground is very quiet and peaceful.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, the ships in the background almost look like a burned out forest.
They do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I see both of that. The white in the middle, that water, this is representing water, gives it two different feels from the top and the bottom.
It does. Yes.
But you get a sense of that, what you might be hearing. I don't know, it feels like there's a lot of sensory things happening within, as particularly this bottom half, where you might be hearing birds, some of these boats hitting up against, that sound of when boats start to hit against the wharf or the pier,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
that lapping of water. You see, maybe they're yelling something to each other. So you can kind of place yourself in that setting with the details he's provided.
Looks like there's some sort of factory in the background also with smoke coming out.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is in San Francisco. And so, I mean, in the early 1900s. So the city's growing, growing, growing. He lived, I believe, in Chinatown. He was a gasoline, lamp lighter in Chinatown. So this was something he did just because he loved being in that environment of a busy city. So it very much could be an industrial situation that's off in the background because that city was expanding at that time.
Yeah.
And down at the bottom here, it's his last name, Winkler JW. That's what the writing is. All right, so we'll leave this black and white fleet to a black and white photograph. This is actually a negative. This is not a developed artwork. What are we looking at?
Looks like some people on maybe a sailing yacht going for a ride.
It looks pretty fun, huh?
Yeah.
Can you notice what the people are wearing?
Oh yeah.
The
all wearing-
Sunday best.
Yeah,
Yes, they're dressed up.
no life
Okay.
vests.
Say that again, Myra.
No life vests.
Oh, yeah. No life vests. They've got, their Sunday best on, maybe some, coats, it looks like,
Coats. Yeah, that's weird.
some hats. Yeah, and then.
So Peggy,
Yeah.
I've never understood the thought of presenting a negative of a picture as art, because it seems like the negative when it's well, I guess this is on black and white film though, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's a plate. It's not film, it's a plate.
Okay.
And so we have Struce's archives, and which means we have the negatives. So he might have developed this, but we don't have that development. We only have the negative that he's working from.
Wow. For a
And so
moment,
while this might not even be the best negative, it's still cataloged as an artwork because this is the photograph he took.
Yeah.
And because it's part of his archive, we keep. So we can look at the negative, even though it's not developed, we can still look at it because it is an artwork he created. And so you can see some of the aging at the top. And we have a photo conservator on staff who keeps close eye on all of these things and makes sure everything is kept in pristine condition.
Looks like the captain's got a really long rudder handle
Yeah,
that he's guiding the boat with.
here.
I don't even see the rudder. Oh, that's the dude standing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I was looking for a wheel. That's a stick rudder.
Yeah, it's a stick, yes. Left, right, yeah.
Yes, thank you,
It's the same
Don.
thing a wheel does, but it's just simpler.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the shadows.
The shadows are good, yes.
Yeah.
Until you
Oh.
told me this was a negative, I thought it was a summer picture because the guy I thought had on white pants,
Yeah,
2 of them. But now I see that they don't have on white pants.
No, I think it is. I think it would be white because it's not the same negative that you're picturing from film. This is a dry plate, so it's a little bit different.
okay.
And so what we're seeing here, this is true to what the picture would actually look like. And they are wearing they're in Bermuda, so they're wearing their whites, they're wearing their tans. And this is taken in, I want to say this fall of 2012 or 2013. So it wasn't full-blown summer, but it would have been warm, and they are out. You can see the sun would be behind whatever that sail is because you can see the reflection on the water. And as Myra pointed out, the shadows then are coming towards us.
So, I mean, I'm picturing this as a guy's having a little party on his boat. And he's taking them out of the Bermuda Yacht Club and is just sailing around a little bit.
I mean, it seems like a good hangout, doesn't it?
It
Yeah.
does.
And
It
so
does.
this particular photographer. We've seen Struce so many
Mhm.
times. Struce is the one who made the cute family Christmas cards with his wife and his
Mhm.
daughter.
Oh,
Struce is the one that worked with Cecil B. DeMille and did cinematography for a really long time. But Struce was also really good friends with our mustachy, stately nose, Alfred Stieglitz.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
that?
And so Struce came down from New York to Bermuda
Yeah.
and he wrote back to, or said to Stieglitz, let me find the quote. He wrote to Stieglitz, "The most beautiful, charming, and quaint place I've ever visited. And as far as color, there's nothing like it anywhere else in Europe." So Struce fell in love with Bermuda, even though he was taking only black and white photographs at this point. He wanted to try to capture the essence of Bermuda, which is hard without the colors, but he does it with his pictorialism, that photography movement where it's blurry, a little dreamy, framed, not that journalistic photograph that Stieglitz and Stieglitz are both doing this pictorialism photography. He's able to capture kind of that dreaminess of what Bermuda meant to him. He was so in love with Bermuda that he went back a year later, and then he went back but between that time he worked with basically the Bureau of Travel within Bermuda and asked to take their pictures to promote travel to Bermuda. And so he, through that, ended up meeting people in Hollywood and entertainment, which is then what positioned him to start working in cinematography in Hollywood.
he certainly has the talent for it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This reminds me of what Joseph Kennedy Sr. and his ilk would have looked like before the children were grown, if it was
That's
in the
right.
turn of the century.
Yeah, and that like classiness of that wood teak boat, you know how
Yes.
beautiful that boat looked.
And they're all dressed up.
Yes, yeah. I know. This is the type of social outing I would love to attend. I don't know about you guys. Have you ever been to an event like this or some sort of yacht excursion? Does
Huh.
anyone have
No.
good
No.
yachting friends?
I got to spend one day on a 35-footer with a fella that was part of a yacht club out
Cool.
of Galveston, but that was it.
Did you dress up?
No. Swimsuits and suntan oil.
Yeah.
Fun,
Mhm.
fun.
Swimming in the bay. It was nice.
Oh,
Maybe the clothes that the women are wearing are swimsuits of the time.
You know, they could be.
it could be. It look a little chilly though.
It does, yeah. And it's the Atlantic, so it's probably pretty chilly
Yeah.
anyway.
All
But
right,
it's
so we're,
Bermuda, so it wouldn't be chilly.
yeah, the water might not be chilly, but if that yacht's really cruising, hitting those knots, you know, they might be getting a little cooled down.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so we're leaving our posh and ritzy friends in Bermuda,
Bye-bye.
and we're
Oh,
bringing you to another black and white
Mm.
boat.
Just for you, Yetta.
Yeah, I
And
know.
why is it for me?
Yeah, this is for you, I'm sure.
Kind of abstract.
Yeah. So this is another etching.
It's not abstract. You can still see it's a sailboat
Yes, that's true.
and with the waves.
Very good. Okay, so Yetta's identified the waves. We can see a boat. Do we see
We can
anything
see
else?
people.
it looks like palm fronds to me.
That's just what I was gonna say, Martha.
Oh,
Really? Oh,
good.
how cool. Yeah, it does, especially maybe over here,
Friends.
Yes.
the far right.
Mhm.
So yeah, so we're seeing another sailboat. This particular boat is a schooner. And the schooner became kind of the emblem for John Marin, the artist John Marin. He was a New Englander. He was born in Jersey and then spent as much time as he could as an adult up in Maine. And he lived so close to the water in Maine. He said, my house is so close to the water, at times it feels like I'm on a boat.
Ooh.
His body of work has a lot of boats. And this particular emblem or this particular type of boat, a schooner, kind of became his stamp on things. And he started almost making it like an insignia where here you can see it's kind of enclosed in, it feels like it's a decal within it. He was doing that more and more. So in all of his mediums, he's a painter, very well-known painter as well. And so you see it in everything he's making.
We see part of the coastline, Peggy.
I can't tell. I can't tell if it's the craggy rocks, which is very true of New England coastline.
Yeah.
So it could be like that up in Maine, or it could just be kind of turbulent waters. I'm not 100% sure, but I think either read is right because this is what he would have been seeing.
Yeah, I mean, the water does look like it's very big,
I
has
see.
bigger waves.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If I see him, if I see the man properly, he's only about an inch tall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that's got to be a huge boat.
yeah.
Schooners are big. Schooners are big. It's not like the sailboat we just saw here. This
Mm.
is like many masts and sails. And so this is about an 8 by 11 size etching, just for reference. And so Marin was so good at drawing boats that yachtsmen and painters alike always said he was one of the best of the boats. So his accuracy in depicting boats was really something he was known for. And so in etching, and he was an abstract artist, so some of those details are lost, but he knew boats really well and was able to depict them just as well. Do we like this one?
Yeah, I like it. I give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, Yetta. Yeah.
No,
Do
I
you like this
I
one
like
more, or
it.
do you like the other etching?
like that one.
You do?
That's
Yeah.
more peaceful to me.
Okay.
This
Yeah.
one,
Oh, I
even though
like
it has the forest in the back.
yeah, I like the yacht one. That's more peaceful to me.
I'm huge on.
The one with the black and white negative. I like that one.
Oh, yeah, well. Man,
That
that's
was
a
the
goal.
two
One
you were
one
talking
summer, we're all going down to Bermuda and we are gonna get this boat and we are just gonna have a time. All the sangria we could possibly want.
Ooh. I'll have to get a straw hat.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
All right, I've got one more, and this is kind of just a tack on because it was another black and white boat, but here we are.
Oh,
Now that's peaceful.
Okay, I'm liking the reactions. Myra, tell me what is making you feel your zen looking at this.
Just the birds make it look very peaceful in a boat out in the foreground and up close. The dimension makes it look, the depth that it has is peaceful to
Yeah.
me.
I know, it's very calm water too.
Very
Mhm.
like glass.
where is the Ganges River?
India.
India.
India, yes.
Ah. So this is where they send all their people out on the boats lit up to in death.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And
Oh,
it
yeah.
pollutes the river.
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't feel that way with this picture at
No, and
all.
this is the 1860s, so
Mhm.
less populated for sure then.
Mhm.
And
Yes. Fewer
here,
bodies to burn.
right, yeah, COVID hadn't hit, so,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
but we do have a little bit of color. He's using watercolor. Can you see where that color is integrated?
A little bit of blue in the water,
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
here, and then the tree.
especially to the right side.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think that calm feeling too, that blue contributes to that calm feeling. Blue is typically a calming color. So it contributes to the serenity of the space. The birds too. We did not see birds in any of the other boat
No.
scenes we looked at today,
Mm-mm.
but
True.
birds are very much a part of any sort of dock or wharf or pier situation. So that's a pretty, I feel like a pretty nice inclusion.
So I don't know if you can answer this, Peggy, but I seem to remember that the Ganges River was kind of a holy river for the people in India.
I believe it is.
Yes,
Okay.
I
yes.
don't know enough about it, but I know that it is a sacred river.
Sacred, yeah.
And this particular artist, which this is, I was thinking, why is he in our collection? He was born in South Africa and lived in London, and that's where he died. But he is a lieutenant. What is he? A lieutenant general, and he traveled the world on different exploratory expeditions, but then also, military driven expeditions as well. And he did a lot of the Northwest Territory in the United States.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah, interestingly enough. And so he was an artist, but he was not in the military as an artist. It was just something he was good at as well. And so this is just an example of one of the things he had painted on his travels.
I'm so grateful that there are people in this world who can do this.
I know.
Mhm.
So much would be lost if we didn't have artists.
Ugh.
You see what you bring us, Peggy, every week.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad we can transport ourselves all over the world, and we're all just in the
Yes.
comfort of our office or home nook. Okay, and so that is the end of our boats.
Okay.
Yay, Peggy. This is your
yeah.
day where you're doing all 3 programs for us, isn't it?
Yes, so I will see you, Martha, in 30
Ooh.
minutes.
You'll probably see Heather, I hope, but you'll see me at
Oh, yeah, and
1:30.
then I'll see you at 1:30.
Yes.
And then next week, I'm bringing us off sea into shore, and we're going to be looking at cars. So
Cars?
Ooh,
Yeah.
cars.
Okay.
life in the fast lane, baby. And I actually know there are 2 artworks that have color in it. So
All right.
we're
Oh,
bringing it back. All right. All right, friends. Barbara, I'll just see you then in a couple of weeks on our Zoom. But it was really nice to see
Hello.
you for joining us.
Thanks,
today.
Peggy.
Barbara,
Thank
you
you
come
so
much.
anytime. Come. This is the time we
we
do
from-
this. Come
we from-
anytime. We're here Monday through Friday at this hour. Okay.
All right, friends.
all right.
Bye, Peggy.
Bye. See y'all
Bye.
next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, let's just take a look and see what's coming up, since we know that Peggy's going to be around with boats for all 3 programs today. Tomorrow is Thursday, and Thursday is bingo
Bingo.
day.
Oh, yay, bingo.
Yay, bingo 3 times. Okay, now we can't let 1 or 2 people just jump on that 1:30 program and not give us competition. We need to bring up all of our bingo strengths for 10:30, 11:30, and 1:30.
All right.
Yay. Anybody have anything they want to share before we go?
Well, don't we have cafe today?
We do, and I'm sorry, my brain just didn't even go there. Okay, let's turn off the recording.